Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Hi, I'm Alexina, and today I'm excited to show you how to make these charred salmon tacos with grapefruit salsa from my debut cookbook, Bitter. The flavors in this dish work so well together. You have creaminess of avocado, you have spiced charred salmon, and then freshness and slight bitterness and crunch from the grapefruit salsa. It's perfect as a weeknight meal. It's great for a taco party. It's an all-round crowd. It's an all-round crowd pleaser. The first step is to make the spice rub, and it's just an easy combination of a few spices. Got some crushed cumin that I've toasted and ground. I've got some hot paprika, a touch of cayenne for a little bit of heat. If you really like your heat, you could obviously add more cayenne or less, or leave it out entirely. Garlic powder, and finally some oregano. That's gonna bring some herbaceous notes. This is a very much Mexican-inspired rub, but it's not super traditional. And then we're gonna turn this into a marinade by adding some vegetable oil. Any neutral oil will do. And we're also gonna add a little bit of maple syrup for sweetness, and you get this lovely paste that's gonna go all over the salmon. So I've made this using the spices that I typically have in my cupboard, but if you could absolutely buy a Mexican spice mix from the supermarket, add the oil and the maple syrup, and then go from there. I'm not judging. So these are skinned salmon fillets, which should be easy to get from the supermarket, or your fishmonger can do it for you. And honestly, it's just easiest to get your hands in there. Because salmon's got quite a rich flavour, you can really afford to go quite generous on the salt. People can be scared of seasoning, but actually salt's an amazing ingredient that brings out the flavour of everything else that you're cooking and the ingredients you have. So this is a great technique for salmon, where you're gonna sear the outside really hard to get some lovely charred flavour, which will bring a bit of bitterness. And so you have to be brave with this. I've got a very hot pan. And we're literally just doing 45 to 60 seconds on each side. Now we're going to pop it in the oven at 160 degrees fan for 5 minutes just to cook through the centres. The salmon's come out of the oven, and the benefit of this technique is you just get really nice moist flakes that just kind of come apart like that. Typically, whilst the salmon's in the oven, I would be starting on the avocado crema, which is essential in this recipe because it brings creaminess and richness that balances all the sort of bitter, sour flavours that are going on. Perfectly ripe avocado. Scoop that in. My preference is to do this in a jug with a stick blender, but you can also do it in a food processor or NutriBullet, something like that. Quick tip for peeling ginger is to use a little teaspoon, and then it kind of just follows the contours. I find this to be the easiest way to peel ginger. One of my absolute favourite kitchen tools is the microplane zester. You can grate garlic on it, you can grate ginger on it, obviously zest and citrus fruits. It's great. Highly recommend, must. Top five, like, what's the word? Kitchen utensil. Top 5 kitchen utensil. I'm gonna do the same thing with the garlic, just grate it in. With a microplane, you don't even need to peel it. You can just go straight in there. Yeah, just comes off naturally. Then green chili, essential, but we're gonna de-seed it so it's not too hot. I might regret this one, but another tip is that you have to taste your chilies because you really don't know how hot they're gonna be. This one's like medium heat, so then I know how much to put in. I might go for half the chili on this occasion because this actually's got some heat. We're looking for fine dice of the chili, just so that you're not getting big bits of chili when you're eating the avocado crema. Now we're doing the lime. And finally, I'm gonna add my coconut cream, and then I'm gonna just pour like a splash of boiling water over the top. Some coriander, a little bit of maple syrup again, just to balance the flavors. And then we go in with the blender. So this is perfect, it's got a gorgeous green color. It's so important to taste as you're cooking because we all have different palates and we all like different levels of acidity and sweetness. So here it's about trying, adjusting, adding a bit more salt, adding a bit more lime if that's what it needs, until you get something that tastes great to you. So as you can see, it's got a lovely silky smooth texture, a lovely color. So that's in a bowl ready to go.
Yummy.
Final element here is a salsa with my favorite grapefruit, which is the bitter ingredient here. It's honestly the work of mere moments. Chopping the radishes into little pieces, bring a slight pepperiness and freshness and essential crunch. They can go straight in the bowl. And then we're gonna move over to the cucumber. Just finely slice it. And those go in the bowl with the radishes. And now grapefruit, we're just gonna segment it. So the way to do this is just to top and tail it, like that, and then you work your knife around the contours of the grapefruit just to take the skin off. You know, grapefruit is both sour and bitter, which is what makes it delicious, but this pith here is too bitter even for me. Having said that, you could use these to make grapefruit marmalade, which is also in the book. Salmon is quite rich. It's quite oily, it's an oily fish. And so with the grapefruit, it's cutting through that richness, it's providing some freshness. And I think that's why they make a really great pairing. So you're just popping your knife in around each and releasing them one by one. That's it. It's honestly that easy. This is how I serve this dish, family style, down the middle of the table so everyone can make their own. I'm gonna show you how I put one together. So avocado crema. Then we're adding in that salsa with the bitter grapefruit in there, charred salmon. Finally garnishes some toasted pumpkin seeds and the mint on top. That's it. So simple, so delicious. Charred salmon tacos with grapefruit salsa from my new book, Bitter. I hope you try it because it is delicious. Let me know what you think.